Jeff, first of all, Happy New Year and hope you're feeling better.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
So, after dealing with more COVID issues and losing a few games right after Christmas, do you have any regrets at all sending the kids home for the holidays?
No.
Okay, your next question is from Jim Hammett. Jim, go ahead.
Jeff, when did you guys, if you have, resume practice, and do you expect to have a full roster for Wednesday?
We were never on pause. The games were canceled or postponed, so to speak, whatever the term that we use in the ACC, not because of positive tests within our program. It was because of contact tracing. So even though we did not practice or play the game against Duke, we practiced the next day, or worked out, I should say. We did workouts, and we were starting to prepare for Notre Dame. And then I think it was on Thursday is when the contact tracing came in from a positive test within the athletic department. And so, again, we never shut down. We just started doing individual workouts because when we were looking at our schedule after the Notre Dame game, regardless, we were not going to play until Florida State, until Saturday the 9th. And so we really, after the Notre Dame game was canceled, you could practice, but we don't have a game. We didn't know when we had a game. And so we started doing individual stuff and doing things like that. We will not have a full roster for our game against Syracuse on Wednesday. We will be down, obviously, with Justin not being able to play. But then we'll also be down, at least two more guys and possibly one more.
Sorry, Jim Hammett, go ahead.
I just went.
Oh, I'm sorry, reading you're wrong. Jerry DePaula, go ahead.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for the time. I was just wondering, how difficult is it from a preparation standpoint when the schedule you're handed at the beginning of the season isn't the one that actually plays out?
It's difficult, but it's something I think that each coach in our league has anticipated. I know I did not anticipate playing the schedule as it was at the beginning of the year. I knew that there would be bumps in the road, so to speak. And, I think one of the key words to this season is that you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to adapt and adjust, because I think from here on out, it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be influx. I don't know how many coaches in our league, I don't know how many programs went home for Christmas, but I know other students, regular students, went home for Christmas. And as you start having students come back, I know other student athletes from other sports went home for Christmas. So as you start having people get back to campus, I think you're going to see some more disruptions as we go forward.
Okay, your next question is from Donna DeToda. Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Jeff, I have two quick questions. One is how that game with Syracuse came about. Was it a sort of a quick Sunday discussion? How that game sort of got on the schedule, number one, and number two is how are you guys going to compensate for the loss of Justin?
Well, how the game got scheduled, that's the ACC. To be honest with you, I didn't have much to do with it. That's the higher ups, that's the administrators, the athletic directors, and then the ACC, and then the doctors and the trainers. Really what we looked at from our end, and I'm pretty sure Syracuse did too, is would you have enough bodies to be able to play? Obviously, everything is pending on test results as we go forward, getting ready for the game. Our last two games, for Duke, we were on the bus on the way to the airport. We found out we weren't going to play that. we had a little bit better idea of Notre Dame once there was a positive within the athletic department, and we looked at contact tracing, and we knew that would affect our team somewhat. And so those decisions are made by both schools. I don't think they're ever made by one program. You know, Justin's a big loss for us, period. Obviously for Syracuse with their zone, he's a guy that we feel like is very comfortable in the middle of the zone, which we, you know, think can be a point of attack, and also along the baseline. Justin also has the ability to step out and make a three. But where his biggest strength maybe has been this season is rebounding, especially offensive rebounding. And so it's a huge loss for us, but it's also a tremendous opportunity for other guys to step up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Mike Waters. Mike, go ahead.
Jeff, you mentioned that you're definitely going to be down at least two other guys in addition to Justin. I have to ask you, can you tell us who they are and how
No,
close?
I can't. I'm not going to be able to tell you that.
So how many scholarship guys does that leave you with heading into Wednesday's game?
If we're down, we'll definitely be down 3. So that leaves us 10. If we're down one more, then, you know, we're at 9. So it just depends on, we'll definitely be down 3 at least. We have 13 scholarship guys. So you can do the math with that.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't talking about walk-ons too.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I should have made that a point. My bad. Yeah, these are scholarship guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
No problem.
Craig Meyer, go ahead.
Hey, Jeff, how much of, you know, I guess with the 2 games already being postponed here, I mean, how much of an expectation do you have that those games will eventually be played?
I don't know. I don't have an expectation. I don't know. I mean, really right now, Craig, to be completely honest, you're trying to focus just on one game ahead because you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to get ready for Syracuse. You know, we find out yesterday that it's gonna definitely happen. You know, I started hearing about it on Saturday, but find out definitely that it's gonna happen. You know, the only thing I'm concerned about, man, is my fingers are crossed that it happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to kind of look ahead and see and you know, okay, well, when is this going to happen, or makeup or whatever? It's hard. I mean, it's really, really hard. I mean, one of the most brutal things was, you know, we're on the bus and we hadn't even gotten on the highway yet, fortunately. And, you know, I yell up to the bus driver or say up to the bus driver, hey, we need to go back. And all of a sudden we have 2 buses, you know, the guys that were on our bus, you know, you see them and they're starting to try to figure out what the heck is going on, you know, and then we go in and we meet and you tell them like, hey, the game's canceled. And so that was tough. They were really disappointed because we were ready. We had a couple of good practices and obviously the excitement of playing an ACC game, and for us coming after a loss. And so it's just, it's really difficult. And so what we've tried to focus on is the stuff that we can control. I really don't know what we can control. Every day I'm trying to figure out, you know, who's going to be in practice. You're waiting with bated breath on test results to see who you have for that day. You know, you're waiting on these kids to fill out their teamworks thing. And so if a kid, you know, has a sore throat or a headache or is congested, there's probably a good chance he can't practice. And so all those things are tough, man, just trying to navigate. And so again, you guys have heard, I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just a basketball coach. And so I'm trying to figure this thing out as we go. You know, some of the guys that know a lot, maybe they can help me or tell me, you know, how I should be doing this.